Hello, how are we doing? I hope you're having the loveliest day so far. Today we're back with another video, and I'm going to be sharing some of my favourite healthier desserts for you, all of which are higher protein. This is like my specialty, guys. Like, desserts are just my thing. Like, I much prefer baking than I do sort of cooking. Always have, and I think I always will. I'm going to be sharing two recipes. One is a protein cheesecake recipe, and the other is a white chocolate donut recipe. Both of these are just really up there as like my favourite. So we'll jump straight into the video. As always, I'll show you what you're going to need and stuff. Take this video with a like. Would really appreciate it. It really helps and supports my channel. The ingredients: this PhD diet whey in the raspberry and white chocolate flavour. Obviously, if you don't have this at home, you could use vanilla or cookies and cream, or like whatever flavour you would prefer. Lotus Biscoff biscuits. You could also use like rich tea biscuits or an oat base. Some eggs. We're going to be using these for the egg whites. Some lighter cream cheese. Some unsalted butter. Raspberries, then Greek yogurt. You could also use natural yogurt, that'd work just the same. Some white chocolate of choice. I would end up eating a chocolate actually, like as I go. Just got some baking paper. This is a little hack actually. Like, you know, if you're lining a tin, this just sits in there a lot better, like when you scrunch it up. So this is about an 8-inch tin, and then next we're going to take our Lotus biscuit. I'm going to put it in like a sandwich bag or any sort of like plastic bag that you've got to hand. Rolling pin or a big wooden spoon. We're going to rack this. I'm just telling this to someone who don't like actually, until it's into like a super fine crumb. Lotus biscuit as well is so, it goes such a nice like crummy texture. Penelope is coming off the side of me thinking like, what is going on, mum? You look crazy. So next we're just measuring out 80 grams of unsalted butter. I'm just going to pop this in the microwave. You could also use the hob obviously. And I'm just going to pour the biscuit into a bowl. Biscoff will just always remind me of the hairdressers though. I feel like that is the most, do you know what I mean? Like you always get a Lotus biscuit, like always at the hairdressers. This is butter. I'm just going to pop this all about. And then I'm just going to pop this in the fridge whilst we do the actual cheesecake mix. And then I'm just going to pop my oven on to preheat to 160 degrees. And now for the wet ingredients: 80 grams of cream cheese, 400 grams of the Phage 0% fat yogurt, 60 grams of protein, 100 grams of egg whites here. Literally just fold like half that raspberries in. You could also like chop them up as well. And then I'm just going to pour all this mix into the pan. So now this is going in the oven, so 160 degrees, and this can go in for about 40 minutes to 45 minutes. Obviously each oven might be like slightly different. I'm going to make the white chocolate donuts. These are so yummy, like they're really moist in the middle and stuff, and just like the perfect consistency. I feel like you're going to love these, honestly. Also, just to mention, these you do not need protein powder. You can use protein powder for the topping, but for the actual recipe itself you don't need it, and we're using yogurt as like the protein source. So I'm just going to measure out 100 grams of rolled oats and then pop them in the blender. These are the blended oats, so it's like kind of like an oat flour. So I'm just going to pop all my dry ingredients into this bowl. I'm using this Options white chocolate powder. This is also like hot chocolate powder, but it's so nice. And I'm just going to measure out 30 grams of this, a teaspoon of baking powder. Get my container. Oh, I need a new one of these. Like, I think it's the dishwasher. I feel like it stains these really quick. So I'm just measuring out 25 grams of coconut oil. And then I'm just going to microwave that for about a minute to melt that. Then the coconut oil is all melted. I'm just going to add one whole egg in here. Measuring out 85 grams of this agave. You could use like honey or like maple syrup as well. And I'm using 80 grams of yogurt. and also a little bit of vanilla extract. Oops. That is story of my life. Oops. I just did that. Just basically poured the whole thing of vanilla extract in there. And then I'm just going to mix the wet into my dry ingredient. I'm going to pop this into a plastic bag and use it like as a piping kind of thing. For this, you're going to need a donut holder. I got this off Amazon. Pop a link in the description below. I'm just going to spray these little holders with this olive oil fry light. I'm going to snip off. You can just smooth it right round. I'm just going to pop these in the oven. They take about 15 minutes, 180 degrees. I've got these out of the oven and going to let these cool before I pop like any toppings on them, anything like that. I think I'm going to go with like a mixture today. I've got some Lotus biscuits. I'm fancying, I'll probably put some like protein yogurt on the top, but of course like you can do your own sort of glaze and stuff. With the protein yogurt, it is literally just little bit of protein powder and yogurt combined, and then you can just leave it on the top to set and then pop like your own toppings and stuff on. I've left the cheesecake out to cool for ages, and I'm going to put this in the fridge overnight. I'd probably say like minimum at least 5 hours in the fridge for it to like fully set and stuff like that. But yeah, I'm going to pop this in overnight and then it'll be done tomorrow, and I can like add my toppings and stuff like that on from there. Some biscoff here. I just melted some chocolate. My plan is, I don't know where to just dip this one in. So we'll finish. I've done an array of like different toppings. This is my favourite actually, the Lotus biscuit one. We've got some strawberry, some peanut butter with Hershey's, cookies and cream, choc. I melted some dark choc and put a little bit of milk and dipped these two in. Trying this chocolate. I'll pop the macros on the screen as well. So it's the next day and I've just topped the cheesecake with 50 grams of white chocolate, like melted, just on the top. And then also just put the rest of the raspberries and also sprinkled some Lotus biscuit just on the top as well, which is obviously optional. But oh my god, so good, like super fluffy as well. And I just tried a bit and it just tastes amazing. So yeah, so that is about how many pieces? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So it was actually like 14 smaller slices. You could obviously make them bigger.